Hey guys, so in the last video we got all the enterprises, collected all the companions, and joined the Nords as a vassal. And most importantly, we went from 1/4 damage to player down to normal, just to make things more exciting. And in this episode, we're going to be fighting other factions, and there's going to be a massive info dump at the beginning of this video talking about how to level your character and your companions. So if you want to skip that, then go to 6:15. Okay, so right now I'm going for in leadership. So I'm gonna get to 27 charisma and then 7 intelligence so I can read the book to get 10. And you don't have to get 10 leadership, but I think it's a really useful skill, so I would recommend it. And I could get trade because I have such a high charisma, but if I do, I'm going to have to give up a few points in Iron Flesh, Athletics, and some of these, so I'd rather just let a companion train it since it's a party skill. And prisoner management is a really good skill to make money, but I find it a little tedious, and I think you can make money just fine without it. But in other mods, such as Prophecy of Pindor, prisoner management is really good because it increases the chance you're going to catch enemy lords. So in those cases, I would definitely recommend getting that all the way up, even if you have to sacrifice some points. Inventory management is really good to put points into. It's a leader skill, so it's not very useful on your companions, and it gives you more space. And trainer is a personal skill, which means it stacks, so the more you have it on yourself and your companions, the better. And aside from that, I'm just gonna max Iron Flesh, Power Strike. I don't think throwing weapons are very good. Power Draw, Weapon Master, Shield, Athletics, Riding, and horse archery. And I'm probably going to save like athletics for last because I'm usually on my horse anyway. And of agility and strength, I would definitely say that strength is a lot more important. Agility is mostly useful for like getting a good horse, but aside from that, strength just does a lot more. And especially in other mods where you're going to need high strength levels to wield the best armors and weapons, it's just a lot better usually. But it's a balancing act. And if you wanted to, you could spec into an intelligence character to give yourself party skills bonuses, but I don't think it's worth it. Okay, so as far as my companions go, I'm first going to give them all 10 strength and 12 agility. 12 agility so they can wield the best horses in the game. 10 strength because not only are a few early levels of Power Strike good, but because you needed to wear the best helmet and chest plate in the game. But in other mods, you usually need a lot more strength to wear the best armors. Generally, I think it's good to get your companions on good horses early because the horses can soak up a lot of damage and add a lot to their survivability. Okay, so party skills are skills that you can train on your companions, and the person who has the highest skill, it'll apply to the whole party. So Rolf has the highest first aid, surgery, and tactics, and Artemeter has the highest engineer and trade. And since he has the highest amount and he's in my party, that 3 trade and 4 engineer will apply to me. So I have 8 companions. So the skills that are important to get are trade for charisma. So I'll have 1 charisma companion. They'll just get trade. So for intelligence, you should get engineer, first aid, surgery, wound treatment, spotting, pathfinding, tactics, and trainer. Except trainer isn't really a party skill, so getting this on your companions will be really good. So there's going to be 4 intelligence companions. As an example, the first one will get 2 of these, so engineering and first aid, and then he would also max trainer. The second one would get surgery, wound treatment, and then get trainer. The third one will get spotting, pathfinding, and get trainer. And the fourth one would just get tactics and trainer. And it might be a little overkill to get that much trainer, but I think it's useful, especially when you're trying to train up high tier troops at a short notice. And then for agility, it's just going to be looting. So Artemeter, Borcha, Behester, and Rolf will be my intelligence companions. Matheld will be my charisma companion and get trade. And Fireentist will be my agility companion and get looting. And these 2 will just be warriors. And I kind of just gave a quick glance at all their stats. So it might not be completely optimal to give them these roles, but it shouldn't be that big of a deal. So I'm pretty much going to build them all to be cavalry with a sword, shield, and maybe even a crossbow. So on all your companions, you're going to want to max Iron Flesh, Power Strike, Weapon Master, Shield, Athletics, and Riding, and probably max Athletics last. And I'm also going to max Trainer on all of them, even the companions that aren't intelligence companions, since the trainer skill will stack. And these are just my recommendations. So you don't necessarily have to do this, and I could be wrong. but this is just what I think's best. And I would recommend against making your companions horse archers because it's going to cost a lot more points with power draw, horse archery, and horse archer builds are really weak early game. And I think horse archers are a lot better in large pack. Like a single horse archer isn't really that powerful on its own. And since the best crossbow in the game, the siege crossbow, only requires 10 strength, I think I'm going to go for crossbows on all my companions. And even though they can't use the crossbows on horseback, it'll cost a lot less attribute points, and it'll be really good if their horse is killed and in sieges. If you were thinking about trying a different build, making your companions into foot archers would be decent. But in my opinion, by far, the best build to go for would be a cavalry build. And I don't think polearms are that useful on companions and native because the AI is really bad with them. They won't, if you give them a polearm and a sword, they won't take out their sword in battle. And they'll just be stabbing enemies with their polearm at point blank range, doing no damage. Also, I think it's best to go for a shield instead of a two-handed weapon because it offers a lot more protection, especially in sieges. And sorry for that massive info dump. It's just that I thought that since I'm playing the main game, I should try to be informative. And when I started playing, I would often get really confused because this game isn't so straightforward. And I thought that explaining things a bit would be helpful. So this is going to be our first fight against the Lord. And it looks like his culture is Serenade. It's pretty much a massacre. His troop quality was not very good. And we had a bunch of strong cavalry units, so it was a wipe. And we just got a 5 relationship with him for releasing him, and we got honor. Okay, so this should be a lot more of a challenge. Wow, that damage. That was crazy. One swing. Oh, we're actually losing this. Wow. Tough loss. Oh no. This is looking really bad. If we can kill 15 of them, we can leave the battle, but it looks really grim. And we were actually able to do it. I think we might have gotten captured there. We hadn't. So I found one of the 2 best one-handed weapons in the game. The long arming sword and the elite scimitar are the best. And I was able to find the best horse in the game, the Charger, so super excited. Okay, so I was just attacked by a lot of guys. But they're mostly like weak and wounded. So the odds aren't too bad. Like if I managed to win this, I could capture multiple lords, but my army isn't the strongest, so it's probably not going to happen. Oh man, Leslie's going off right now. They have a lot of weak troops. Low tier guys. Okay, so it looks like I actually won, and my troops weren't even that good. It was like 70 to 170 odds, and I think a big reason why I won is because a lot of the lords were recuperating, because most of them had really low army sizes, and their troop quality was really bad. Okay, got 1, 2, 3. So pretty good, 9 honor. So Raven right now is the capital of Vigors, and the capital can always change, but when enemy lords are defeated, they spawn in the capital. And I think that they usually spawn with like weaker troops and with like a low amount, and they like slowly train them up. So if there are a bunch of lords here, what you can do is just camp here, and then once they start recuperating their troops and they think they have the advantage, they'll attack you, and you'll have a much higher chance of capturing enemy lords if you fight a bunch of them at once. If you beat a lord in battle, there's a 70% chance that they escape. And generally, you just want to take the honor for releasing them, but if you capture, let's say, like a king, you should keep them, because their faction will offer a lot of money for them. Okay, so I'm trying the same strategy again. They attacked me. 100 against 200, so those aren't the best odds. But I guess it just depends on how strong the troops are. So I have less cavalry now because I'm employing a lot of Nords. So I'm just gonna make my cavalry, my companions sit here. Oh, oops. And then once my infantry actually like start fighting their main army, then I'm gonna send the cavalry in, because I don't want the cavalry to charge in and just get killed without any support. And as you can see, I've been upgrading my companions. They don't look the best, but Lesliet's looking pretty good right now. Whoa. Oh, this battle is crazy so far. It might have been good if I had some archers in my army to like sit in the back and shoot at them. What? Do I autocalc this? I'll try. So I lost 4 and they lost 7. Okay, keep going. Oh, I won. Okay, so that was kind of risky because I don't like to autocalc, but in autocalc usually the CPU gets a heavy advantage. The only reason I did autocalc was because I was knocked out and I didn't want them to get away. Oh, I caught King Yarogleck. Wow, he was in there. He must have been defeated and he must have been weak. Because usually the kings have huge armies that are of really high quality. So I'm definitely going to take him as my prisoner. Oh wow, so immediately they offered me 10k. And that's kind of low. I kind of want to reject this, but if I do, I'm going to lose 1 honor. And they'll probably make me another offer, but there's a high chance he might escape from my party, because when you have an enemy lord in your party, or when you have an enemy lord, they try to escape every 48 hours. And they have a 50% chance if you're holding them in your party, a 30% chance if you're holding them in a castle, a 5% chance in a castle with a watchtower build. But I don't own a castle right now, so I guess I might as well just take the money. But yeah, that's definitely on the low end. Like, I've gotten like 30k before. I actually still don't know what killed me. He did 30 damage to me. So, okay, so I've been training up my troops, mostly with trainer. I don't have much trainer, but it's still really useful. And I've just been going around and looking for like armor. And I did find a lot of upgrades. Like, I found the best arrows in the game. You know, a good horse, a really good sword. A great lance, which I think I'm going to transition to soon. I think this is like the best lance in the game. It's really slow, so it's bad for like stabbing, but it's so good for couching because of how long it is. I also found the warbow, which is the best bow in the game. Oh, and here's a steel shield, the best shield in the game. Next episode, I'm going to explain some tactics for building your army composition. But for now, I'm just going to keep battling. Okay, so this actually looks like a loss, but even though we might lose, you usually don't want to fight a losing battle because you want to capture them and get the honor. But I really need XP right now, because I'm pretty low level, so I'm just gonna fight it out. See if I can win. Oh wow. Oh no. Fuck. Let me go, please. Uh-oh. Not looking good. Yeah, I'm dead. Okay, so the odds are pretty bad, but actually right now I can press P to go into party and kind of upgrade these guys a little bit from the experience they just got. It doesn't look good, but what makes it even worse is since I died, I respawn with really low health. And I'm pretty sure that's because I don't have, my companions don't have a high first aid skill yet. So if I had first aid, I would probably have like 70% of my HP. So this is like pretty impossible to win, so I'm just gonna leave. Well, it's not impossible, but like, I need to kill a lot of guys, and that's not gonna happen with 5 HP.